Kumusta uli mga ah, fans ni EFREN Bata Reyes. Kasama na ako dun. At ito, panonoodin natin si Idol or si Magician. Naglalaro siya ang lalaroin niya is one packet sa taong 2023. Ang tournament na to ay sa 20 hineld sa 2023 nung 2023 Derby City Classic. Round 6 na to. At ang kalaban niya ay si NAOYUKI Oy. One packet match. Okay po, umpisan na natin.
Welcome, everybody, to the 2023 Derby City Classic One Pocket Division. This is round 6, and we have a very special treat for you. I am your host, Scott Frost, and this is EFREN Reyes versus NAOYUKI Oy. We are in round 6. Like I said, NAOYUKI has a loss, and the man at the table has no losses. This will be a fun one. Everybody should be familiar with Mr. Oy, world-class 9-ball player, and a very, very colorful person. There is no introduction needed for Mr. Reyes.
Wala pang talo si
It is a race to 3.
Si NAOYUKI merong talo.
Each player gets a designated pocket. 8 balls of any kind, striped, solid, doesn't matter. The first 8 into their pocket wins the game. Any foul will cost you a ball. Alternate the break. It's re-rack if you make a ball in the break. 3-foul rule is in effect, and we are not using jump cues.
Makawalong shot sa pocket mo. O bola sa pocket mo.
And I noticed right away he had clean contact with the cue ball, getting it high, and that makes everything difficult. You might see right away and say, well, he's got a good escape, and he probably has a good escape for right now. But EFREN has a lot of things going his way. NAOYUKI immediately going to the edge of the 6. And just because this man is a rotation player doesn't mean that he can't run 8 and out. So it'll be interesting to see. Notice the 6 came up. I don't believe the 6 will bank one rail into NAOYUKI's pocket, meaning if EFREN gets him back to where he was just a shot ago, he could be in a bit more trouble. He's got options. He could take a foul and put him in that position. He is looking in this area here, just to the left of the lower side pocket. That would really put NAOYUKI in a position. He doesn't want to move the 13 coming off of it because it could allow the 6 to bank, and that's why you would want to take a foul in this position. He's gone up table, and he's got a little fortunate he didn't catch the point, but how is the speed? And this is a great shot, and it poses major problems for Oy. The reason being is the green 6 is looming, and it's a huge ball for Mr. Reyes. So what do you do in this position? This is the only angle I have to work with. Sometimes it will fool me. Can you fault Oy for cutting at the 15? Yeah, I can in this position. Cue ball is way up there. A lot of distance. We're playing on 4 1/4 inch pockets this year at the Derby City Classic on these beautiful diamond tables. Can he kick one rail behind the 13 heavy into the 2, even if he does it softly? Can he take some type of foul?
Kailangan din na talaga
Only time will tell.
Kaya lamang si EFREN dahil mahusay sa kickshot si EFREN.
I like the speed, but this is going to cause problems. He did get the 14 as a blocker for the 6, and he has left EFREN off angle, so this, even though looks detrimental, it not necessarily has to be. EFREN going to go to the 15 and glue him, or is he going to play a power shot? I'm surprised he didn't glue him to the 8 there. He really had a good angle to stick him. This is good, but he could have really stuck him against the 4 and
Itong
8.
larong
I'm
to,
a little surprised at
kailangan
that.
gagamitin mo talaga utak mo ng diskarte.
Giving Naoyuki Oi a little air.
Kung
Here
paano mo rin
does have a gap
mapapahirapan ng
between the
kalaban
6
mo.
and 8. I don't know that he can see anything cleanly. Even if he could take a foul, I don't know if it's available or if the 14's impeding that path. Can he come off the 6 or the 14 here? He's come off the 6. It looks like he's controlled it very well. This is the problem going back with the shot. I'm not going to critique EFREN Reyes, but I think that if it was available, he would have stuck him to the 8 and 4. This requires a thin hit here. Yeah, a little body movement, a little weak. Wanted to get him in the stack. Required a very, very fine chop on the 14. The only thing Naoyuki's got to be concerned about, if he wanted to stop on the 14, it's a problem. I believe EFREN can play the 13 off the 2. Looking to kick behind the 14. Watch the scratch.
Wala pang pumapasok na bola.
Cue ball tends
Rail
to want
sila.
to suck the rail, especially on new cloth. So you want to hit this heavy or full. Okay. And notice that cue ball quickly going to the corner. He has avoided the scratch. EFREN immediately going to the kick on the 4. Or is he trying to two-rail the 6 to the pile? Or is he kicking at the 6? Oh, he's made good contact this time. So he has learned his lesson. He went to school.
He went to school.
Now Naoyuki in some trouble. And not like he wasn't to begin with, but he's truly in some trouble at this point. He's got a guard against the green 6 still. Can't go up table. Note the 12, 14, 15. Obviously the 13 and 2 are serious problems as well. Can Naoyuki take a foul? Elevating, playing the cue ball to the rail straight in front of the cue ball. 2, 3 rails behind the 2 and 13. I don't believe he's going to see that or shoot it, but it's definitely a possibility. You are jacked up over the stack, though, so that makes that shot very difficult. And like I said, even if you wanted to take a foul below the 6, problem here is EFREN can play the carom. The 13 off the 2, I believe, does go with a little high cue ball. So immediately looking at some big problems here. If he wanted to prolong the game, he could just tap the cue ball into the 5. That's typically a no-no. It's almost got me stumped. It looks to me like he's looking to kick out of this somehow. The problem is he's elevated with the 3-rail kick. He is looking at the shot I selected early. Very tough hit here. Okay, yeah, he couldn't dig into the cue ball enough, and note the speed he hit it was quite hard. Tells me he was obviously uncomfortable with it. EFREN Reyes is going to gain ball in hand early in game number 1. Naoyuki Oi is going to owe a ball. Or they, wait a minute, I think they're playing, if each owe a ball, they negate each other, and that's something I'm not used to, but that is a rule to speed things up here at the Derby City, so I apologize there. EFREN looking to the 14, I believe. A little body movement. When EFREN stays down at 69 years old, the ball still pockets cleanly. When he gets body movement, there's some questions.
2023, 1950%.
Gonna come back out to the center of the table if he can. A shot on the 2.
Dalawa na.
Is that enough?
Kailangan pa niya
His
ng
body
6.
language doesn't tell me he's snookered. Okay, he can see the 2. Does he come over for the 6 now?
Yun.
Well, I believe he was trying to. He didn't want to
Pero
catch the
ang
8, or if
6
he
ball,
did
ano
want to
bang...
catch the 8, he wanted to catch it a little
Hindi ko rin
thinner.
maintindihan kung bakit 6 ball ang pinaka-importanting bola dyan. Ano naman po, one packet. Isang
Reyes
designated
playing for
packet ka lang.
5.
Sushoot ka ng
3
walong bola
available
doon,
now. Do
panalo
you
ka.
just take your medicine, take what's available, or do you try to open the stack here? It does lay natural.
Yun.
This is the only issue when you're going into the balls. You never have to come out perfect, and he didn't there. Does have a look at the 4. Can he come off the bottom of the 4, or does he want to bank the 9 and come around?
Oh, 9.
I like coming off the 4. I think he's got an option here to put him behind the 8, 10.
Oh, ano yun? Foul yun. Foul nga.
Not terrible.
Kasi
Naoyuki can kick at this 13, though.
hindi niya bola yun.
So it felt like he could control coming off the bottom of the 4. He liked what he did, and I can't fault him. He's at the table. He's in round 6. He's got no losses, and he is EFREN Reyes. I like the way he hit it, though. Hit it with conviction. He had an intention, I believe, to get the cue ball up in the pile. Speaking of pile, that's where he's going to be after EFREN shoots this 5. EFREN does not want this to drop. Always seems to go when you don't want it to. Can he kick to the 8? Seems a little risky with a 5-0 ball lead. Or is it 4-0? It seems a little risky with a pretty decent ball lead, irregardless. I've said this many times, and I'll say it again. When EFREN Reyes is kicking the ball, you're not going to like it. And that is why. He's hit the perfect side of it. Oh, yeah.
Like it.
Looks real good to me. EFREN Reyes playing for 3. Naoyuki playing for 8. This is game number 1. It's kind of hard to make something happen when you're on the defense at all times. And that's what you've got to change
First game pa lang to.
when you're playing a great player. You're the one that has to make it happen. It's not going to just fall into your arms. Naoyuki going at the 4. I can't fault him if he can clear the cue ball, but I don't know that the angle presented itself. So he kind of forced that, got away with it, kind of. Yeah, I think EFREN might want to do something with this 11 or 13, whichever it is, right there nearest the cue ball. You don't want to come down table. The 8's a threat for Oy. He's trying to get him in the stack. How's the speed? This is why he's a legend. I didn't see that shot. What a play that is. Cuts Naoyuki off of everything.
I didn't see that shot.
Forced to come at the 4 here. This is all about the speed. Get this cue ball down on that top rail.
Magugulat ka na lang.
Yeah. Hit it a little fat. That's going to pose a big problem. EFREN stays down and follows through this ball. It's got a real good chance of going right in the cup. I think here you just play to cinch. He might come up for position on the 4, but if he overcuts it, he could sell out the 8. I think you just cinch this, get to 6 balls, take what the table gives you. And that's what he's done. He's hit it pure, very pure.
Kailang
Boy,
bulag
the
si
cut's
EFREN.
thin on the 4.
Mukhang apat na ata o
I
5.
don't think there's any risk to shooting it, though. It's just a center ball chop with a little inside English.
Silip mo na,
You
silip.
note the 10, 11, 3. I guess you could maybe come off the 10 and come up in the lower right corner, but you're going to open the 3 up for some type of a cross corner. Yeah, just a center inside chop here. Play to overcut this ball. Still hit it a fraction thick, but not terrible.
Medyo manipis.
NAOYUKI still on the defense.
Manipis yung cut. Thin cut.
He's got to remove the 4. This is all he can do here.
Hindi.
The 6 does not
Medyo
go. If it does
Thick cut
go,
pa. Makapal
I think
pa.
he would be shooting it.
Dapat ninipisan pa ng gusto yun. Ninipisan pa konti.
Is he looking at the 3-11? Does the 11 carry him off the 3? Boy, this is risky. I think he's got to remove the 4 here. Yeah, you've got to hit that ball too thin to come in behind the 4. It's going to cost NAOYUKI another ball, but
Pasok si
in all reality, it's going to probably cost him the game. EFREN did win the lag, so I immediately put him as a slight favorite just because of that. In a race to 3, if it goes hill, the lag winner would be breaking. He stayed down really well on the ball, and note the execution. EFREN REYES will take game number 1 in this round 6 match.
Yun. 1-0.
Palmolive has a new
1-0 na.
long-lasting bango. Para di lang maganda, aroma ganda.
Thank you so much, Rail Birds TV, for uploading this video or sharing this video.
Lunch and dinner.
Ang chicken McDo,
Much malaki, much juicier, much crispier. Daming choices, kaya
mas busog ka talaga.
Mac-Saver sulit pusong bills all day para ang mapusugera.
Bad boys.
Yeah, so this entire stream is brought to you by Bad Boys Billiard Productions.
Thank you so much, Bad Boys.
JB Custom Cases, Olivier Custom Cues, Littman Lights. Thank you guys so much for everything you do for the sport. NAOYUKI at the table. Let's see how he breaks these balls. You gotta wonder how much he's played one pocket.
Pag winner
I
ka,
wouldn't expect
yung
he's
kalaban ng magbe-break.
played a lot, probably once a year here at the Derby City Classic. I do like the cue ball being out a little bit more on this new cloth. So that's good position. Cleanly hit. And look at this. He's got a great spread. Sure, EFREN can go to the 12, but he's got a lot of balls in danger.
12 kakat niya.
Look at all these balls. 7, 8 balls open. EFREN has to utilize this 9 for protection.
Sinipti niya.
He's done that. Here I think you go up table, but this is all about cue ball speed. If you don't go up table, you could take a 2-rail foul into the back of the 5 and 15. That's also all about speed. You have to be certain when taking that scratch that your speed is accurate. You don't want to do that all for naught. You want very little object ball motion. So if you do go up table, you've got to really cleanly clip the 9,
Mahirap
or
talaga
can he
kalabanin si
see the
EFREN.
1 enough to bank it back down into the 3 and 9?
Kasabutas ng karayom, parang ganun. Parang
I wonder if Naoki is
manalo
familiar
ka,
with
lulusot
taking
ka
the fouls
sa maliit na butas.
as much as a regular one-pocket player. He is looking in the right spot. Note where his finger is. I think anywhere up there on the
Siguro
rail
yung mga yan, pag
can be
nanalo kay EFREN,
problems
kalaban
or
na si EFREN, nanalo
problematic
sila.
for Reyes.
Mapapasigaw ni, yeah!
Oh, and he is familiar with the foul.
Strickland. Si Strickland,
Needs it
pag
to
nanalo
settle
kay
just a
EFREN,
fraction.
may
He's done quite
ano pa
well.
siya, mga
I really like the
mga
decision.
body,
And this is why
ano pa
Oy
niya.
is in round 6 of the one pocket. Not only is a straight shooter, but he's got a good head on his shoulders as well. What a comedian in the sport. Great entertainer. Just a super fun-loving guy. I don't know if he's ever been upset in his entire life. EFREN, can he kick at the 9 with a little pace?
Puro safety ang gagawin ni EFREN.
So I thought he might hit it a little firmer. He's so good at that kick. If he hits it a little firmer and the cue ball gets up behind the 3, bring the 9 to your side. Really, really rough. Naoki immediately looking at the 12. This is the only issue, in my opinion, with some of these guys that don't play one pocket. He's not even looking at the 9 cross corner. Yes, this might be okay, but can you move the cue ball up enough?
Kasi doon ka lang sushoot sa
Oh,
pocket
he was
mo.
snookered. So he definitely didn't look at it long enough, and that's going to cost him a ball, so he owes 2. And this could be enough for EFREN to get out of the break. Can he get something to his side with cover? I know he can get down into Naoki's corner utilizing the 1. Is there anything better? Might have to shoot the 1, bank it into like the 7 and 13 and go forward, hoping to wiggle something open to his side. Play the cue ball down behind the 12 and 9. I don't think he's going to get anything real close. Could get a little fortunate and get something closer than I think. But the cue ball should end up in a real good spot here. Yeah. Yeah, he just couldn't afford to hit it with any more speed. But he's done pretty good, especially with the 13 ending up where it did. Because I thought the 9 might bank. So that's, whether fortunate or controlled, worked out well for Reyes. You almost feel like this lower right corner is the spot to be in again. Naoki can't get there without taking another foul, so don't believe he's going to go that route. EFREN quickly moving the coin to 2. Hard to slip one past that young man. Wondering if Naoki has this shot in his repertoire. Can he play the 9-1 rail into the pile, stun the cue ball forward to the bottom rail and then up behind the 13? Oh, it had room.
Scratch.
It did have room, and note the cue ball. What a hit this was. Naoki could be off to the races here. You notice you can get into the cue ball here, so he's got options. Well, I did not think he would draw it. He's okay. Thought he would come
Marami
around
ring
2
magaling
rails
na
or
talaga
up
sa
1 rail for
pool.
the 3.
Pero
He'll be okay, but he's still over the pile.
di pa rin nila makuha yung mga ibang tira ni Efren.
Did that get
Si
there?
Efren lang nakakaalam.
It did not get there. One poor positional shot leads to the next, which might cause a miss, and it has early in game number 2.
Pwedeng i-kickshot
Naoki
niya.
Oi is even
Kickshot
and has
niya.
one on layaway.
Kickshot ni Efren yan.
That is not what he wanted. He needed to take advantage of that situation. Does the 12 go? Does he have a gap? Does the 12 go? To me, it doesn't look like he's got that gap. But the angle could prove differently.
Mukhang titira ni Efren dyan.
Yeah, when you're playing a player the likes of EFREN REYES and you get these balls open and have an opportunity to run them, you really need to take your time and make sure you're getting on the right ball, the right angle. Everything you do is accurate, because you may not get another chance to run the balls like that. Oh, he tried.
What the?
That is why they call him the magician. EFREN REYES with a little bit of a jelly roll. Let's take another look. So he's trying to come through the gap, the 11-13 gap, and swing up table. He catches the bottom of the pile and caroms the 13 in and cheers for the crowd. So a little jelly for the veteran. Well earned. EFREN REYES, absolute hero in the Philippines and a hero in our sport worldwide. Oh, he's feeling good now. He's playing the combo bank and leaving the cue ball out in the open. Nothing can go wrong, he says. Now, if you're Naoyuki, do you take a look at banking this 4? He's elevated. Where's your cue ball going to go? I like that decision. Very mature decision for a rotation player. I would have expected him to bank at that, but a lot could have gone wrong. EFREN going to put him back behind the 9 and 10 here. And that's what he's done, right in the groove. And he is in the groove.
Tinago yung cue ball.
No pun.
Ang galing. Mahirap yung ganyan. Paano natitirahin yan?
Gonna have to come off the 10.
Or
which isn't terrible. Come off the 10 and open the 11-6 up. Bring the cue ball around somewhere even to where it's at now, with a little left English on this lower rail. But he is elevated again. It's not terrible. Like to have got it over. Can EFREN bank at the 8? Cut the gap, 14 and 10. A little steep, I believe. Each player with a ball, both playing for 7. Is he looking at the 8? There is value to it. I think the 2 plays at minimum. If he can knock this down. It's all about the cue ball beating the gap. In other words, getting through the 10 and 14. He's going to have to use some left on that shot, and he might sell out something. If that's probably why he's getting away from the shot. A little surprised he left the cue ball just in open space like that. I know he was trying to tie the 12 and 9 up. Here you've got to put pressure on EFREN. In my opinion, I would consider banking the 7 towards the 9 and 12 and stunning your cue ball 1, 2 to the bottom rail, or even just banking the 7 between the 11 and 12 and laying your cue ball up on the top rail. If you get the 7 between there,
Palaban pa
anywhere
rin
towards
or
your pocket,
hindi
you're
pa rin basta
allowing some
matalo.
pressure to be put on Reyes. But whatever you do here, I think you've got to get him up table. See, looking to 2-rail the 1 and exploit the gap. Yeah, it's okay. Not a huge fan. I think you could have
Wala pang
done a little bit more
na-shoot
there, but
yung bola si
it
Naoyuki
will suffice for right
simula
now.
kanina.
He's just going to bring him right back into the nook. Naoyuki going to be forced to come off the bottom of this 2 here, I believe. Either that or can he get to the bottom of the cue ball? If he can, he can go to the 1.
Sa kabila, eh, yung
The
pocket
2 is
niya.
wired up in Naoki's hole. It won't be for
Yan,
long.
tama. Dito ka sa kabilang yan dito. Yung pocket niya. Pero wala nang butas yan.
Doesn't want to
Nakadikit
leave
sa
the
tres.
return on the 14 here.
Number 4
He's got to be
nakadikit sa
conscious of
tres.
this. Or the 6. Can you shoot straight into the 2? Removing the 5 and the 2 and just stop on the 15. Definitely an option he doesn't see. Wow, I'm surprised at that speed. It's going to cost him dearly. Yeah, if you're going to do that, you've got to just clip it and put him on the bottom rail. He was afraid of leaving the return on the 14, and EFREN's coming at the 6. That ball released a lot there, coming off that rail.
Sinipti lang ni EFREN.
EFREN was a little shocked at that as well. New cloth. So if you're Naoki Oi, let's think about this. If you're Naoki Oi, and those balls are tied up above the 2, yes, the 6 is there. Do you bank at the 8, try and make something happen? You're not going to outmove EFREN. And he knows that clearly going into this match. At some point, you've got to utilize your ability to shoot.
Mahirap kalabanin si EFREN sa safety.
EFREN knows Naoki's not a huge fan of being in the nook.
Pagka safety ang laban ang laro mo.
EFREN will take a foul here. Naoyuki now needs to understand that speed is all too important in this 2-rail kick. He's hit it hard, but he's hit it well. I don't know if that was the right time with the 6 being so high. If it was the right time for EFREN to take a foul there, you can't argue with his shot selection. It's the best to ever live.
The best to ever live.
The all-time GOAT.
The old-time GOATs.
But you've got to kind of wonder, where do you go here? Oh boy, that is deadly. To control it and put it on top of one bare ball that's kind of out in the middle like that is so much more difficult than it looks. EFREN clearly feels good. That's a good sign for Mr. Reyes.
Hala, paulit-ulit siya din sa size.
Oh, he almost hit it perfect, but instead he goes back another ball. Each player back to 0. EFREN playing for 8. Does the 2 pass the 5? I don't think so. Does EFREN come around? Going forward. The 1 could be an issue. Let's see how he plays this for position. He's going to use low left and come out for the 8. Boy, he's got to hit it fat if he does that. The 6 is going to throw upwards, putting a bunch of left on it. I feel like this is how he's playing it. Oh, he's hit it nice. He just didn't get it there. Couple more rotations. He's not thrilled with it. Just a fraction steep. The juice isn't quite worth the squeeze. Cutting at this ball, in my opinion. Just going to come off the one, bring it to your side, and bring him down. All about the cue ball there. He's aware of that and did a fine job. So Mr. Reyes leads 1-0 and 1 game to nothing. Round 6. Naoki Oi does have a loss. Reyes does not. Coming off the bottom of both of these balls here. Careful not to catch the 5 too full. Okay, watch the 15. What's it doing? What's it doing? What has it done? Wow. Ray is a master at switching hands.
Pwedeng left hand, pwedeng right hand. Pareho lang din ang galing.
So this is where the angle could fool us a little bit. I'm surprised he's not shooting at the 15.
Reyes' left
But
hand
that
is
tells
as
you
good as his right hand.
How steep that was.
That's the magician. Both hands.
He definitely knew the 15 was there, but he didn't like it. Can Naoki see any of that too? Can he see enough of it to bank it into the 15?
Diskartihan din tong larong to. Pagka matatalo ka kung hindi ka dumidiskarte rin pala.
Can you see enough of it to stick on the
Parang wala pa
14
akong
and
nakitang
3 and just put it to your
naisip
side?
kung Naoyuki.
That's even better.
Meron na siguro kanina, di ko lang.
Oh, he can. So that was a little bit of an error there by Reyes. I feel like Naoki could have done a little more damage than that. He hit it real hard, but this'll do for now. EFREN might have to take a foul out of this. I don't know if he can see any of the 5. If he can see the top side of it, he could come off of it, come one rail over towards the 2.
Sinusukat na ni foul.
Yeah, nice speed. That speed's okay, I think. I don't know that it presents the angle for position if Naoki banks at the 5.
Balikan natin konti.
I think you've got to contend with the 7 as well.
Hindi na. Sinadya niya.
Can he shorten this up enough? Yeah, I didn't think he could shorten it up. Just not enough. EFREN could bunt the bottom of this 15, leaving Naoki parallel to each corner. Just going to go through it. Probably running into the 3 and 13 to jiggle those open just a fraction. Yeah, he's kind of left them tied up a little bit there. I don't think it's going to cause any major problems. Does the 14 bank off the 13 with some stun? Yeah, the 13 is going to get loose. Looks like it might go into the 1. No position, though. Can you kick one rail behind the 10? A little bit of swerve. Get the cue ball up here in this corner. Naoki taking a look, which I like, looking at his options. Yeah, I don't know if you can go rail first on that 10. He'd have to swerve it quite a bit to get around the 14.
14 ba yan? 14?
But But you really don't want to go up table if you can't do that.
Tabi-tabi din.
Problem with playing the 14 off the 13 really is that the 3 and 15 are tied up, so there's no future in position unless the 2 goes. Let's see what he's thinking. That needs to settle. Yeah, I don't know where he was trying to get, to be honest with you, there with the cue ball, because you're going to leave EFREN some type of a bank cross corner. Let's say he was 2 feet shorter with the cue ball where he wanted it. EFREN's going to have options, big options. Yeah, he stayed down nicely there. $13 does go. Does he stay high or come low?
Dandruff na pabalik-balik? Use Guard 2-in-1 with Zeo Plus formula. Switch na!
Stop! Hello!
Little body movement after motioning that it might have dove in. It might have, just a little bit. This is the 14 bankable with position. That's the only thing I'm seeing with Naoyuki is I don't feel like he's aggressive enough. Not saying that that was the right shot here, but he's just left another return bank. So if you're going to lose the game on defensive plays, wouldn't you rather lose it on offensive plays? Maybe, maybe not. I know I would rather lose it on offensive plays, but I think experience might be getting the best of NAOYUKI right now. Let's come low again. I figured he would have gone to school. Remember the last one that he banked cross corner was the 6 and it dropped real low. So he's done the same thing again. Naoyuki faced with some type of a kick here on the 14. I think he might just have to bunt this. Try anything more, it could be detrimental. That's what he's done. It'll do for now. Can EFREN go through the 5? Put Naoyuki behind the 3. Is that available? Don't really know with this angle. But if it is available, he'll shoot it. He doesn't miss much as far as shot selection and options. He's a natural at seeing creative options on the table. Well, that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to butter him up behind the 3. I thought he could have used center. Instead, he tried to put some right on it. Naoyuki has an opportunity here. You've got to hit this heavy or full with a little bit of center inside with speed. He didn't hit it heavy enough. A one-pocket player is going to understand that shot. I can't fault Naoyuki. He hasn't played that shot a lot in his career, I'm sure. EFREN going to clear it. Yeah, and I don't blame him. He said enough of this. Keep giving this man opportunities. He is going to run some balls. I think Naoyuki's got to go up to the 3 here, whether it's rail first or straight to it. Keep the pressure on Reyes. These balls still favor you if you're Naoyuki. You don't want to move anything. Okay, this is a lack of experience. That's all it is. Not picking on him. But you don't want to tie everything up that already goes. Could have gone rail first there and bunted the 3. Cue ball was great, but the problem is you want to keep those balls that you tied up working for you. You also want to keep them down around your side of the table, especially when you're trailing in the game and the set. EFREN can come off the bottom of the 2 here if he needs to. Naoki did do very well with the cue ball. Still, in my opinion, not the right shot. Is he shooting? Okay. Naoki definitely going to cut the 2. So to Naoki's credit, that cue ball was great. Not just good, it was great. EFREN was afraid of coming off the bottom of the 2 because it was kind of banking between the 7 and 4. Could have come down and opened something up and been even worse. So EFREN knew he might lose a ball here. Can Naoki cut this combination in the hole? Looking at the 8-9 combination, I don't think it carries position. Yeah, so Naoyuki is definitely going to take a look. I gotta believe he shoots this combination, but his biggest concern is my biggest concern, and that would be position. You're gonna have to cut the 8 a little bit, right? It's definitely not a full hit. You're gonna have to cut it, which means the cue ball is gonna go into the 12. You might get some type of a bank on the 8. The 8 could come back and forth and give you another shot. I think he's got to hit it too thin to do that, though. Oh, it doesn't look like he's cutting it. Looks like he's overcutting this. I feel like you got to hit it a little fuller. The angle might be misleading me. Yeah, I think he had hit it fuller than that. I'm a little surprised. Can EFREN shorten this up or cross it? It's kind of in that funny position. Okay, he elected to just clear it. Can't blame him. And once again, I think Naoki's got to go to the 3. Okay, problem with that is that EFREN can now clear a lot of these balls that are really favoring Naoki, noticing them on his side of the table. He's got nothing touching, everything open. I would be surprised if EFREN didn't play the stripe, which is, I think, the ball nearest the side pocket to the left. Maybe it's the 9. Be surprised if he didn't play that ball into like the 15 and just suck down. He's going to take a bank at the 13. He's put really nice speed on it. But he's left Naoki a shot on the 14, and EFREN's a little fortunate to elevate him over it. Note where the 13 ended up. This is a free shot, so to speak. If Naoki can knock this down, I am surprised that EFREN stayed aggressive there. Well, that's what one pocket will do to a rotation player. All of a sudden, a shot that Naoki makes 7, 8 out of 10 doesn't even get it close, and that happens to the best of them. It will slow your rhythm down. Timing tends to malfunction a little. EFREN looking to stay aggressive with the 14 again. Can you miss the kiss? No, the kiss is not a factor. A fraction. Oh, this angle fooled me. What a hit by EFREN Reyes. It completely clears that stripe going in. He's playing for 4. I think he just cinches this. Nicely done, rail first. Now I expect him to go to the stripe that's left of the topside pocket. And that he's done. Does Naoki have a 2-railer on the 15? Can he miss the 3? If not, he can cross the 3 over between the 5 and 7 and play the cue ball on down. But you really want to keep some type of pressure on Reyes, and I don't know that you're going to do that by playing anything real passive. Whoa. Might get away with this. He's going to leave some type of a bank straight back on the 3, and it's free as well. EFREN Reyes with an opportunity to get 6 balls. I don't see position being played here, but he might be able to go forward. I don't know that the 11 plays. No point in going forward with a 5-1 ball lead, though. Oof, just short of the mark. Naoki once again faced with pretty much nothing. I think he's just got to knock the 3 up 1 rail to his side. Yeah, so I'd expect him to just knock this up and over. Oh, he could play it 2 rails. Watch the cue ball. Does it hold up and give EFREN fits? Can EFREN masse around the point here? Yeah, but the 3 did get in a little bit of a difficult position. He can kick 1 rail to the 3 at minimum, and EFREN is so good at the kick. He's a heavy favorite to make this 3. It's going to be short, but he did make it. Naoki Oi with 2 balls. Yeah, I don't know here. Okay, I didn't know if he could come all the way around without selling some type of a bank out. And I think he sold out a bank, and his ultimate goal was to loosen the balls up that were tied up. Note the 9 and 11 tied back up. EFREN going to have a free look at this long railer. You will or expect him to hit it with some speed. Not too much, but if it doesn't go, it'll clear and come back up. Yeah, like so.
Oh.
Does Naoyuki have a one rail, or can he back cut bank the 12? He's not even looking at it. I definitely think he can. Watch the cue ball. The cue ball's actually going to end up pretty good. He doesn't want the 5 to drop. It did drop. So EFREN's got the 5 he can come off of immediately. Don't know that Naoyuki has anything aggressive here. You have the option of rolling on top of the 9. You can thin the 7. I don't see a lot more than that. Yeah, pretty well done there. Took an accurate hit. You're more controlling the object ball than the cue ball on that play. It's left EFREN a little bit awkward here. I was wondering if he would catch that second ball. He got a little fortunate not to scratch. That could have proven very costly. EFREN would have gone back to 4, and Oy would have had ball in hand with a ball coming up. So avoided the scratch. Naoyuki looking to bank the 15. I think speed is all too important here. Yeah, he's caught it too thin. I think if he catches it a little thicker, where on the accurate side, it's going to hang up or go. He did have a good enough speed on it. EFREN take the risk or run the risk of crossing this. Does not. Can't blame him. Okay, Naoyuki's got options. You can 2-rail this 8 with low left. Not the 15, the 8. The 8, if you 2-rail the 8, draw the cue ball 1 rail down to the bottom rail, you're going to get a position on the 15. He's immediately going to the 15, I believe.
15.
Yeah, so your position ball just went away. Yeah, I think he could have done a little bit more there. I mean, the cue ball ended up really nice. But the 8 was definitely 2-railable. Once again, I'm surprised if EFREN looks at anything aggressive here. He's leading 5 balls to 2. He's going to stay aggressive. Oh, okay, he didn't stay aggressive. He fooled me, but I'm surprised he didn't just come off the top side of the 9 and bring him down to the bottom of the rail. Now he's allowed Oy a 2-railer look. Looks like he's hit it well. Oh, maybe a bit of a dive to the bottom rail there. I'm not certain. EFREN digging himself into a little bit of a hole here. Can he get to the back of the 7? Yeah, I'm surprised EFREN didn't come off the 9, the shot prior, instead of what he did. Oh, he loves that shot. It's Not going to work out this time. And once again, with a 5-2 ball lead, I just don't think that's the right selection. I could be wrong, but you'd think there's other things you could do. I don't know that that angle was laying correctly.
Ngayon lang.
Naoyuki Oi is going to get back into this game.
Ngayon lang nakapasok.
Playing for 5. I see 2 of them right here. Doesn't want to catch this 15 coming out. Nicely struck. He doesn't want to get flat either, and he has got pretty flat. It's just going to cause issues coming 3 rails, getting on the 11. So what do? Do you just try to come out to the center of the table and take the 3 railer, or do you risk missing the ball trying to play for position? A lot of people try to get ahead of themselves. I don't know. This is okay. He can play the 2 railer.
Mananalo po siya dyan.
And suck down to the 4 and 5, leaving EFREN elevated. If he gets it close, might be a little too straight to draw the cue ball down. This is all about the speed as well. And I know I say that a lot, but in this game, if you're really focused on the speed, it's going to make a difference in your game. Yes, the angle wasn't there to draw the cue ball down. Speed wasn't bad. Shot wasn't easy by any means. Didn't do too bad. We're knotted up at 5 balls in game number 2. EFREN going to bank this back up towards the 8 and kill the cue ball. He's playing it this way. Really nice decision. Really nice decision. Controlling the speed of both balls. Okay, if you're Naoyuki Oi, you're back in this game. Don't press your luck.
Don't press your luck.
You've got so many options here.
Don't force your luck.
You got back into this game. Play something smart, play something passive. Roll the 9 into the top right rail and just roll it in front of the 8. Or you can thin the 11. Or you can cut the 8, bring the cue ball back over. Just don't sell out a shot here. No, he was shooting that at his pocket. He got fortunate to catch the point there. Otherwise, the 8 comes around to EFREN's pocket. Can EFREN 2-rail this 11 and 2-rail position to the 8? Or is the 5 possibly in the way? He would want to hit this with some speed. That way the 11 clears if he doesn't make it. Keep your eye on the cue ball. Oh, he played it 1 rail and he's made it, I believe.
Ang galing.
What a hit this is. He back cut it with severe English.
Galing.
Now he's got a bank on the 12. I do apologize, guys. This angle can fool you. It's better than nothing.
Malayo.
Oh, nice cue ball above the 4, causing some issues for Oi.
Pero medyo safety kay Oi.
So does he kick 2 rails heavy behind this ball? I think that's the play. The ball that's nearest EFREN's pocket. Yeah, I think he can get to the right side of the cue ball here. There, it's just a matter of controlling the speed. You don't need to hit this kick too hard. It's a great one for you guys to practice at home.
Kadikit ba sa 8? Parang dikit sa 8. Boom.
Yeah, the speed. He's going to sell out the straight back. You can hit that kick very easily, nice and smooth, and that 12 will 9 times out of 10 catch a rail and stay on your side. EFREN going to take a swing at this bank. He's overcut the bank.
Overcut niya.
Yeah, I think the 5 is too steep for Oy to take a chance on. No future in position. Now you can cross this 12 over, hitting it a little full or a little fat. Cross it over 2 rails to your side of the table and control the cue ball. Wow, okay. He's elected to kick it. This isn't terrible due to the positioning of the 5. Okay, shooting the bank. No surprise.
Yun. Ay,
He hit it really well.
kulang pa rin.
Didn't go, but he made a nice clean hit on it. Once again, Oy can cross this 12 2 rails over. In other words, like you're crossing it almost towards the 8. You're using a center inside cue ball. The cue ball kills in front of the 8, comes back up to the top center diamond. Just get it to your side. He's using a low, so let's see what he's doing. Yeah, and this is the problem when you hit it like that, you can leave a cross corner. If the cue ball's up higher, meaning towards the 5 and on the rail, it's much tougher to cross. Here, EFREN can get into the cue ball, doing just about anything he wants. Is there something he doesn't like about this cross? Is it a kiss? I think it's widely available. He can manufacture an angle. Oh, what a hit.
Galing.
What a hit. And he
Galing.
did manufacture an angle. The kiss would have been on if you didn't utilize English there.
Ang galing. Ulit nga natin. Ang
A lot of
galing
people,
na.
it's like you're crossing
Ulit
it
nga natin.
almost towards the 8. You're using a center inside cue ball. The cue ball kills in front of the 8, comes back up to the top center diamond. Just get it to your side. He's using a low, so let's see what he's doing. Yeah, and this is the problem when you hit it like that, you can leave a cross corner. If the cue ball's up higher, meaning towards the 5 and on the rail, it's much tougher to cross. Here, EFREN can get into the cue ball, doing just about anything he wants. Is there something he doesn't like about this cross? Is it a kiss? I think it's widely available. He can manufacture an angle.
Ang galing,
Oh,
oh.
what a hit.
Yung bank
What a
shot na
hit.
yun,
And
malayo
he
eh.
did manufacture an
So,
angle. The
magaling-
kiss would
magaling
have
talaga
been
ni,
on if you didn't
Bata.
utilize English there. A lot of people talk about how do you know when it's a kiss. There really isn't a system to that. You hear Jeremy Jones talk about it. A lot of times it's feel. It's definitely repetition. Sometimes you just know. And then when you think it might be a kiss,
Paano papasukin
it
ni
probably
EFREN yan
is.
sa,
We've
sa
all
butas
shot a
niya.
ball when we thought, oh, this might kiss, but we do it anyway. Ends up kissing. This is well controlled if Naoki's cut off from the 5. This is problems for Naoki Oy.
NAOYUKI, oy.
Yeah, if he does anything towards the 8, he's going to leave a return on the 5. I think he's just got to bunt the 4 over to this lower right corner and just play the cue ball up, float it up somewhere even with where that chalk is, maybe out into the center. Yeah, this might leave a bank. It's going to leave a bank on the 5. I can't fault Naoki Oi. I know he doesn't have any experience playing the game. I would like to see him play a little more aggressive because he's such a great shot maker and good with the cue ball. EFREN looking like he's gearing up to hold this ball. If that's the case, he's going to hit it with some speed. He did hit it with some speed. He did hold the ball, and he does take a 2-0 lead in this race to 3.
Ulit-ulit doon ha.
Kahit mainit, di lang maganda. Aroma ganda.
So what is ClickUp? ClickUp is an all-in-one productivity software where you can manage everything and anything related.
Do us a favor.
Galing nga. Ulitin nga. Yan.
I can't fault Naoki Oi. I know he doesn't have any experience playing the game. I would like to see him play a little more aggressive because he's such a great shot maker and good with the cue ball. EFREN looking like he's gearing up to hold this ball. If that's the case, he's going to hit it with some speed.
Oh, ang galing.
He did hit it with some speed. He did hold the ball, and he does take a 2-0 lead in this race to 3.
Galing talaga ni...
Do us a favor, everybody. Please like and subscribe on YouTube, Railbirds TV. Hit that notification bell. Coming out with video after video. Great content to you from the Derby City Classic. Thank you so much.
Diamond.
And then the tournament's put on by these sponsors here: Diamond Billiard Products, Simonis, Aramith Balls, Outsville Rack, Accustats Video Production, and Masters Billiard Shop. Thank you all for putting this tournament on and for your support. I am your host, Scott Frost, aka The Freezer. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope I'm doing a decent job at bringing you the game between two world champions, EFREN Reyes to break, and on the hill. Naoki immediately looking
Nasa
at the
hill
11.
na.
Does he have a gap?
Sa hill.
He might have a gap, but I
On
don't
the
believe
hill.
it's enough.
2-0. 2-0 ang laban. One miss na lang. Panalo na si EFREN. One miss ka dyan.
Sometimes
Si
after
EFREN na.
playing this game without experience, your wires can get crossed, meaning you start to look at everything and it just kind of gets blurry, right?
Blurry.
I remember when I was
Blurry.
learning the game, I would often consider just jumping off the roof at times. So you got to wonder what's going through Naoki's mind. Yeah, a lot to do there trying to get behind the 2. He
Siyempre,
was
namang
likely
magaling
going
sa
to
one
leave the
pocket
6 if he ran into the 11.
Narinig mo sa mga ano yan.
EFREN looking
Sa EFREN sa one pocket.
to make a clean sweep of this match. If he can get something down here, he can
years
kick to the back of the
yung,
5. He
nag-champion si
could
EFREN
bank
sa
at the
one
6. I
pocket.
think the 6 is almost
years
free
niya
if he hits it
hinawakan.
with good speed going forward. But I'm going to go with whatever he decides. He's caught the bottom side of the
Doon na
5,
naman
but he
ang
has
butas
cut
niya.
Naoki
Doon
off
sa
of any
kabila na naman
bank.
ang butas niya.
Kind of get the feeling now Naoki wants to stay aggressive. He can shoot the 8 to the bottom side of the 6, one rail, and play the cue ball 2 rails below the 5, using the 5 as protection. So bank the 8 towards the bottom of the 6 and play the cue ball 2 rails below the 5. Well, he's tried this just a little bit short.
5 balls. Pwede niyang i-bank shot.
EFREN loves this shot. He somehow misses the kiss all the time. He could 2 rail the 8 out and send the cue ball up table. He's looking to apply pressure immediately going up to the 12. Watch the cue ball. Well, he said, I am watching it. He knew right where it was going at all times. Also place the 12 in a position that it can bank, possibly next inning. Naoki looking to do something with the 11. I really feel like that's about as good as you could do from there. Definitely going at this 12.
12.
EFREN
Bang shot doon.
the cue ball down. Naoki is going to be in trouble. Oh, he's put a pretty good hit on it. Like, really good.
Wow, galing.
Like, excellent. Can he see the blue too? Or does the 15-1 play? If the 15-1 plays, EFREN Reyes could be
15 at
out
saka
here.
14. Combination.
Boy, the 15-1 looks nice. Kind of
Tinitingnan na
opens
ni Efren.
everything up. Yeah,
Combination,
that's what he's
combination.
going to. Oh, yes.
Yun pala
Very
sa kabila.
sweet. Very sweet. EFREN Reyes playing for 6
Oo
and to
nga,
advance
15
at
to
around
5.
7.
11. Patay na. Ubus na to.
Using a force follow with a little bit of right to come around and make sure he gets on the blue too. He's got options here. Does the combination play through the gap?
Combination nga.
Yeah, he's
14,
going to
13.
this 2.
Ay, hindi. Two balls yan.
Doesn't want to
15.
hit the bottom of that. He wants to be
Ay,
able to get
naku.
into the cue ball here, and he can. Now does he come up for the combination? Or does he come over for the 7 and 5? I think you've got to go up here. I'm not there. I'm not at his angle. Looks like he's going to go forward.
Oh,
Excuse me.
kita pala yun.
He's going to go right behind the 10.
10 at saka,
Literally
10 at
frozen
saka
to
14
the
pala
back
yan.
of the 10. And he will not be thrilled with that. He wanted to close this out right away, and these balls immediately favor Naoki Oi.
Mahirap kalaban si...
Sure, EFREN with a 5-0
Magician.
ball lead, but almost not favored in the game due to where these balls are. What's he looking to do here? I don't feel like he can even come off of the 14 with
14,
any
hindi
type
pwede.
of safety in mind unless he thinks he can.
Yung 10,
I feel
pwede
like
pa.
he's got to clip off the 10 and come below the 4
10,
towards
oh.
that direction, or even take a foul 2 rails behind the 4 towards the 8. He has really put himself in a pickle. And note on that position shot, I thought he was going forward because it didn't look like he was punching it. He decelerated. Okay, he's going to foul through the gap of the 7 and 3. And that's about all he could do there. That's how bad of a position he was in. So might want to respot that. There you go. Maybe, just maybe, Naoki Oi can take advantage of this opportunity. Can you bank the 7 back through the gap, or can you bank the 7 2 rails to the 8? Yeah, he's immediately going to the 4. Drawing into the bottom of the 13 or above. Nicely done.
Kulang.
Didn't put much spin on it. I think he's got protection. He does. I didn't think he could get above those balls there. He did well.
Walang butas si
Like to have
EFREN.
got the 4 a little bit closer. Kicking at the 8 here. Kicking at the top side of the 4. And he's tied the 6 up, I think. I don't believe the 6 goes. Naoki immediately looking at the 12. What about the 10? Can you bank the 10 into the bottom of the 14 and stun your cue ball up to the top right corner? Maybe luck something in, get everything to your side. Or is the 12 laying better to the 8?
Come over to the desk right now.
Can you bake the 10 clean? There's options. Yeah. This is no bueno.
Nun.
No
Mahirap
good
palusutin kasi
for Naoki Oi.
dami nakablock
EFREN
na
REYES might be the best on the
bola.
planet at this inside kill cut with center ball.
Kill cut sa 6 balls.
It's thin.
Oh, 10. 10 ball.
Might even elect to use some type of low outside, but you can chop this with an inside center and the cue ball will not scratch. It'll come short. Way short.
Kulang sa
He even put body English on it. I believe
sa
this
ano.
is possibly the first opportunity we've seen Naoki Oi to run some balls, and you'll notice that nothing is really laying good in Naoki's pocket. Those 4 balls are clustered, the 4 and 7 are clustered. The only thing available next is possibly the 8. So what do you go to here? Can you punch down between the 8 and 4, coming to the bottom rail and maybe up and jiggle the 4 open, guaranteeing a shot on the 8? Can you punch down into the 4 and get a shot on the 8? Okay, that's okay, but you're going to be elevated. Yeah, so you've really got to be conscious of the fact that you're going to get elevated there. You've got to punch with speed. This could be very risky. Yeah, anytime you're elevated like this over the ball, trying to draw into the stack where you really don't have any place to go is going to be 9 times out of 10 not good for you. I think he should have cinched that and figured out something there. EFREN elevated over the 4, but he's got the combination. Reyes playing for 3 now and to advance into round 7. And looking pretty good. He's made a few errors this set, but I think that's also
sunod 5.
maybe partial to who he's playing. He stayed a little more aggressive. Looks like he's striking the ball really well. Playing for 2.
Wala na. Panalo na.
EFREN Reyes playing for 1. Naoki just grabbed a ball, so EFREN thought Naoki snatched a ball from him. That's not the case. And Reyes is going to take this match. 3 games to 0. Congratulations, EFREN Reyes. Naoki
Galing.
Oi is eliminated. I am your host, Scott Frost. Thank you all so much for tuning in,
Galing,
and we'll
galing.
talk to you next time.
Galing. Nanalo pa. Tambak ay 0 ang kalaban. 3-0. Okay. Thank you sa mga nanonood sa channel ko. At ang mga hindi pa nag-subscribe, paki-subscribe na lang sa channel ko at paki-share na rin. Thank you so much. Thank you also to Railbirds TV for uploading this video. Thank you. Bye for now.